Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Woo! If you're new here, hi, my name is Sophie. Everybody calls me the Odditty. And if you don't know, Sophie just got a Jeep Wrangler, a little car a few months ago, not a few months, it's been like since February, and I want to start a series called Driving With Me, where like I invite some friends along and we just talk about, you know, conversations. We have conversations, we chat about different things. And so today's first guest on the first ever episode of Drive With Me, Driving with Sophie, driving in the Jeep, is none other than the baddest alive, the one to ever do it.
I'll let the crowd go fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Let the crowd go fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Cause I'm on a trap.
Yeah.
I was literally outside like, I
know, it was like, I know it was hot outside, so I was like, oh my god, I'm like the sun.
No, the sun was everything. I was getting into
really?
it. I was like, yeah.
Alright, so yo.
Hot day for a hot girl.
Ooh! It's a hot girl, some of that puppy.
That's it.
Hey, what's up?
Right.
My bad. Okay, so as y'all can see already from the title of the video in itself, we're gonna be talking about like why you shouldn't care about what people think of you. That's the main gist. Like there's no, I don't want any structure to this. Literally, I just want to drive around and we're just gonna have casual conversations. So how this is gonna go is like I'm gonna introduce myself. You already know me. I'm gonna introduce myself anyways. Unique is gonna introduce themselves, and then we're just gonna chat about like our stories behind why we really don't give a fuck about what people think of us. But first of all, we're gonna start the car. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's say a prayer because Sophie's a crazy driver.
Period.
She's on. You hear that silence?
You heard that?
You hear the silence? That's a G. That's a G. That's a G.
And it's electric.
You didn't know yet?
It's electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie.
Let me drive electric right now.
Right. Switch the gear auto.
Oh my god, this is like, I don't ever have friends on my channel, so I love that you're my first. Oh my god, you're my first.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
well,
right.
Motu doesn't count because she's always around.
True.
But, all right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna just drive, literally just drive, and then we're just gonna talk. Okay.
Boom.
So my name is Sophie. I was born and raised in Nigeria with a Muslim household.
Hey guys, editing Sophie here. I am so sorry. I just realized how shaky this video is. I'm gonna try to find a stabilizer for my camera, but if not, wanted to let y'all know. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Love y'all. Happy Sunday.
And my mom's goal for me in life was to be like a lawyer or a doctor or whatever. And currently I do social
Nigerian shit ever.
Most Nigerian shit ever. And now I do social media full time. Like I post videos about sex, about personal growth, about relationships, about like hype videos, self-love, everything and more. And I feel like who I am right now is my mom's worst nightmare. I love you, mommy, so much. And what I mean,
No shame.
I love you, mommy, so much.
That.
And I'm giving you guys an example because I feel like I can talk so much about this topic because I literally just got a text from my mom earlier today, and I just posted a video, and it was a video, I think 3 videos before this, where I talked about like Sunday reset video, talking about like, you know, resetting my life and everything like that. And in that video I mentioned that I drink, but I also mentioned how like I want to stop drinking and I went out partying. And my mom literally texts me and she goes, you drink, your brother drinks, what else have you left from me? You're a disappointment, worst child, all of that stuff. And like that's what I get on a daily basis. And like I promise this is not like a shout out to my mom or anything in like a bad way. It's just like I get it, like from her upbringing, right? Who I am right now is like a shock. Like for any of my aunts, uncles, any of the older generations, especially folks who still live in Nigeria, who I am right now is an affront to their principles and everything they know. But I had to learn at a pretty young age that I can only exist for myself in the kindest possible way.
No, but that's very real.
Right?
That's very real.
Okay, so we don't want to get too deep into it, but Unique, introduce yourself.
Unique.
And then let's talk.
Icon, legend, statement,
baby!
star,
Sorry.
babe, OG, you were about babe, that girl. What does Bobrisky say? O'Shea Batters. O'Shea Batters. And what? Okay, so introduction. I am originally born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah, homegirl, real ass, rich ass bitch from the South. But I also spent like half of my life being raised in Saudi Arabia, which literally the girls don't know that. So hot, exclusive, hot off the press. Yeah, and then like I came back to the US. So that's so crazy because like it's low-key the same. Like I feel I was groomed to be be a doctor. No shade.
Yeah.
Cause like, cause my family's in medicine. So like both my parents are in medicine. And so they were like, you need to be a doctor. Like they're like, everything I did, they were like, oh, you care about people? You should be a doctor. Like, see how your hands are super steady? You should that's you know who's, they're like,
you like arguing, you're always questioning everything.
You should be a lawyer. Oh my God, please. No, they're like, your hands are really steady. Like, you should be a surgeon. Like,
my law, idiot or she. Sorry.
Right. And now I make videos on the internet and am pretty in general and get paid for it. Like, I love being pretty and getting paid for it. Sorry. But yeah, I feel like it's so difficult having people in your life that, like, especially like family that like really doesn't approve of what you do.
Yeah.
Because everyone, like, a lot of people are like, oh, especially when like, you know, like they do the speeches at like the award shows, they're like, I just want to thank my mom.
Yeah, I can't do that.
And like, I can't.
Oh my God. Okay, so one time, sorry, that was so dramatic.
Wake it up.
But deadass, I was in Nigeria for like a press tour, media tour, or whatever, and a presenter on like AIT like interviewed me. They were asking, they're like, oh, so who inspires you? And like, I feel like my mom, for the biggest part, inspires me. Like, she's like one of the most powerful people I know. I used to, like, I idolized her and loved her. She was so strong when we were growing up, and she was a single mom too.
Yeah.
And so I mentioned my mom. Why did my mom say I embarrassed her by like saying I inspire, like she inspires me?
Girl,
because that means people would associate what I do with her. And mind you, I was on AIT to talk about self-love, body positivity, empowering African women, all that stuff. But I remember like I had like a short dress on. It wasn't too short or crazy, but it was a short dress. It wasn't modest or anything, right? And it wasn't like the Muslim way. It was just a dress. And I think for her, that was like still unacceptable. Like that for her was like crazy. And I remember just thinking, I can't win here.
No, like I can't keep
the things that I think is so small is so big in your mind.
Yeah.
That like there's nothing I can do
literally
to take that away.
There's no, exactly. Like
don't let me enter, idiots. How many of your cards? I'm my Lord Jerry. So sorry. Oh, fun fact, during all of these episodes, I'm definitely gonna be getting like little quips of where I just might lose control a little bit.
And I love it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's very authentic. Like if Sophie sat here in this car and was like really not going crazy, I'd be like, be for real. Be FFR, be for real. Because yeah, Sophie going crazy. Sophie will yell at these people. Oh my God, you told me that. Yes, you did.
I think I
literally, because it was, I remember you told me after you came back. But that's crazy because it's like in my heart too, like part
you are a foolish person. Oh yeah, folk, jump inside it.
No, it's so sad because it's like in my heart, like I want that, like I want to be able to like thank them, but it's also like I know the person I've become has a lot more to do with me than it does to do with them.
Yes, the person you're becoming, the person who you are, is just all about you.
It's about me.
And nothing about who they are, and nothing about them.
And that's the thing, like one of the most powerful things that I feel I've ever learned in my life that really has allowed me to like exist as who I am without guilt is that it's okay to be selfish. Like it's really okay sometimes to be like, girl, like this is about me, like this is my show, y'all are just extras, like y'all are side characters, and that's fine.
I also think like it's easier for me, and I think you need to talk about this here, because like we don't live back home in Nigeria. We don't live with our parents. I think that's like every immigrant's story, is like you can get away with a lot of things because you're not in that space.
The space with them.
But it takes a certain type of person. It takes a lot of courage to then be able to realize like, hey, I still want to fight for what I want even within those spaces, because your happiness needs to come first. I know too many young women, too many people in general who are so sad about who they are, but they can't sort of take away from their family. Okay, so not to get carried away by the deep conversation, let's talk about like what we sort of identify as that makes us like out of the grain from other people. So like for example, like with me, like I told you guys, I'm a Nigerian Muslim Yoruba girl, but in my existence now, like I'm bisexual. I live in America by myself. I've funded my life, and I've been financially responsible for myself since I was like 20 years old. Honestly, since I was 15, 16, honestly. I talk about sex online. I don't dress modestly at all. I literally just speak my truth and talk whatever I want to say. And that, coming from a very modest Muslim family, is not anything I want to be, right? And I get a lot of girls who come to me and tell like, hey Sophie, like, we love you, we adore you, but like, how are you able to do these things? Like, how are you able to post this kind of photos? How are you able to like talk about the things you talk about? And I'm like, because I know there's certain people who grew grew up like me, who are like me, who can't do what I can do, right?
Boom.
So I want to be like some sort of inspiration to them to say like, I'm not a bad person and you're not a bad person for sort of going against the grain and wanting these things, because like you're doing all these things for your betterment, right? Only if it's for a betterment, right? Because of course, like if you're doing crazy things that doesn't help you in the long run, then you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
For the most part, a lot of us are doing things that like we're curious about, we're interested in. Life shouldn't be that hard, you know, for a lot of people. So those are my battles that I'm fighting. What about you?
I'm clearly Nigerian, so I'm a Yoruba Lemiu.
Swag.
And I'm a Yoruba. I was raised in like a very like non-denominational Christian household.
Yeah.
So because my mom grew up Baptist, I want to say, and my dad grew up Catholic.
Yeah.
And so, but like, and then they both like came together and they're like, they still hold Christian beliefs, but like not like Baptist or like Catholic.
Yeah.
So then I'm also like I'm very hot, one, but I'm like obviously very queer and also femme, like extremely so.
Yeah.
And so I feel as though because I present and I am like something, I am like low-key, when you said like I'm my parents' worst nightmare, like I kind of felt that.
No,
like,
I am.
Because no shade to them, they're like homophobic and transphobic, but like not for like actual reasons. Like their whole like ethos about it is like people shouldn't do this, and you're like, why? And they're like, because the Bible says so. And I'm like, no it doesn't, but work. I'm like, it doesn't, but like work that out. And like same thing, like I get people all the time, like especially like young queer children, and that's also part of why I say like my life is dedicated to the young queer children that will come after me.
Yeah.
Is because so much of the time they're like, I cannot and I don't have the ability to be the person that I see myself as in my heart.
Yeah.
And I am just so blessed to where like I made that very, very early on for myself, that like I knew like I was queer for like, I knew I was queer since I was like, I want to say 14. And then I knew that like I was femme and like wanted to identify like femme since I was like, I want to say like 18, 17.
Yeah.
So for me, I knew in my mind that like if I wanted to do those things, like I had to be very open to the fact that like my family was not going to be able to like, they would not support me and they would not be happy about the decisions I was making. And so I made sure like I did that, like I did a lot of emotional work on one hand, and then also like actual physical work to like be able to support myself, but then also to be like emotionally supportive of myself and show myself that like I'm deserving of love and I'm deserving of good and great things that like can and should happen in this life. And I like, so many people, especially like young queer African children, like do not have the ability to exit their space and like really just experience the world without like having someone behind them or having someone like around them that's like constantly monitoring their every move. And like I feel like for me, because I left home when I was young too, like I left home when I was, I want to say 14. I went to boarding school when I was 14. Thank you. So I feel like for me, I talk about that all the time, like if I had not left home when I did, be the person I absolutely without a doubt would not be the person I am today.
I feel like independence plays such a huge role in like being who you are. And I think generally, and I like to say this a lot too, if you want to be yourself, if you want to explore different things, have to gain independence, one, but not necessarily like in like a leave your family, fuck everybody, not like that. I mean more so like you need to do a lot of internal self-work, a lot of like thinking, journaling, like sitting, talking with friends, like realize and what your interests are. Like I have my cousin, I'm gonna talk about her in a second, like my cousin who she just wanted to drop out of school to pursue being an influencer full-time. And I remember I feel like everybody around me would have thought I would have advised her and said, yes, drop out of school, be an influencer, go online. And that wasn't the first thing I said. I said, how are you gonna support yourself? And she was like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, how are you gonna pay for life? Like you've only ever stayed with your parents. You've never been independent. So first of all, that's one thing you have to start thinking about. Second of all, how do you know this is what you want to do full-time? Like what qualifies you to become an influencer? What qualifies you to say, I want to leave this stability to go somewhere else? And like once you're able to start thinking about that smartly too, and you're like, oh, am I able to actually do these things? Am I really interested in it? Is this peer pressure? Is it not? That allows you to then create educated guesses, educated wins about the things you do. Like just be I tell people this all the time. When I wanted to start social media, everything else, especially coming from where I come from and being black in America too, I remember thinking, okay, first of all, I want to graduate and I want to get a master's, because I knew especially as a black woman, I needed to have double the skills to get anywhere in life, right? So once I had that in my pocket, I know I can fall. I'm very huge about safety, like safety in terms of like financial safety, all of that. I knew, okay, if I ever needed anything and this didn't work out, I can always fall back on my degree. And for a lot of people, we don't tend to do that, right? People are like, oh, I want to just go all in. I think about everything. I was really good in school. I knew when I wanted to tell my mom I was gonna be a lawyer, I wanted to at least give her a degree.
Right.
Like I calculated something, which is exhausting, I get it, but to become who you truly think you want to be, you have to also make some sacrifices, and you have to decide, think through, hey, don't be stupid, and think through like how you want to actually execute any of the things you're actually interested in doing.
100%.
I think that's the most important thing, for sure.
I also think that part of, well, to go back to what you were initially saying, like you have to take, part of like independence is taking time to be alone.
Yeah.
Like I feel like so much of the self-discovery I have like that has happened for me is because I spent a lot of time by myself. Like I spent so much time like in my own space. Like I spent a lot of time in my own space, like with myself, with my thoughts, like alone.
Yeah.
And part of that is like my experience with myself is unfiltered by anyone else. Like I'm not performing anything for anyone else outside of myself.
Yeah.
But also another really major part of that for me is like it really like you really have to take a moment to be like, what about me is interesting?
Yeah.
Like what about me is interesting? But because when you have no one else around you to entertain you, you really have to be like, girl, so what do we do now? Like there's only so many shows you can watch, there's only so many movies you can watch, there's only so many books you can read. Like even though I very much do advocate reading, because some of y'all don't be reading, no shame. But like, you know what I'm saying, like you have to take a moment to like, I feel like, and that for me is such a power, it's so powerful for me now being in the online space, because I'm like, no one can do what I can do. Like I know that for a fact. Like no one has the star power, no one has the joie de vivre, no one has what I have.
The ability to think the way you're thinking right now is truly something special. Like you do not give two F's about what anyone thinks about you.
Absolutely not.
And that's a trait that doesn't come to
naturally.
Everybody. Like especially like people look at me and they're like, oh yeah, Sophie like doesn't care about. No. I am someone who like, I was a people pleaser, and I'm a recovering people pleaser.
Right. Heavy on the recovering part.
I'm a recovering people pleaser, y'all. I would kiss ass and be nice to everybody, and I had people like Unique in my life who constantly reminded me that I needed to actually prioritize me and fuck everything else about what society was telling me.
Period. Like, girl, be fucking.
And that's the internal work. Like, I'm not even joking, you guys. Sit down and write, who am I? Who do I want to be? Who are the people that inspire me? And why do they inspire me? Internalize all of that and then become that version of yourself, because I promise you, you get confidence and you don't give a shit about what anybody thinks about you when you know who you are.
Right.
Like nobody can shake me now.
Like,
nobody can tell me, oh, you're ugly. Oh, grow your hair back. Oh, you need to do this. You need to do that. No, I don't.
No, I don't.
I know exactly why I'm doing exactly what I'm doing. My family, my friends, partners, if people are coming to me, of course if they're trying to be sweet and blah, 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 that's different.
Right.
Like if they're literally coming to me to like make me feel less than, make me feel like I shouldn't do certain things, make me second guess X, Y, and Z, I promise you, I always have an answer.
And you can sense it too. That's the thing. Like once you really like have that foundation within yourself, you can also sense when people are like moving maliciously. Like for me, I get a tingle like right here in the back. I get a tingle right here in the back of my ear when someone's like, oh, like you didn't eat that. I'm like, I'm like, oh, word. Let me really show you how to eat. Like I'll like.
If that's someone I know would always do that, it would be you.
Oh, very much that. Because I just don't, because my thing is I feel like, again, part of the reason why I really don't care about like outside opinions of myself, except for when it comes to people that are really close to me, I do believe that you need to have people that are like really close to you that can give you healthy criticism.
Yeah,
so,
healthy criticism.
Because when you have people that show you like that really love you, that also show you like what it looks and feels like to have people that care about you, one, but then people that care about you are actively like putting forward the ability.
All right, sorry, go ahead. We got cut off a little bit with
but yeah, if you just have people around you that show you what it looks like to hear criticism with love, like hear criticism from a place of love, it allows you to like really like take a moment, take stock of yourself, and then move forward better. But then it also allows you to like listen to when hoes are just hating and be like, girl, you're done, chop, like you're done, chop Yana.
Period.
So I'm blessed to have that in my life right now. Like I feel like you're definitely one of those people that are like, if I'm not eating, girl, I know. And that's what I love about you is like, and I keep people like that in my life because I feel like you're a blessing. Like if I'm not eating it, you're gonna be like, babe, you're not eating it.
I will.
And you're gonna be like, I love you, so we're gonna get it together. And you know what I'm saying? You're also there to help me if I need it. Yeah. And that's powerful. Cause you know, like, and that's the thing, like even tiny things, like when we're in the bathroom together, like at functions, you're like, girl, you need lip gloss. Like that to me, like shows a lot. Like that's more, like that is a blessing. But yeah, overall, like, because I was a people pleaser, I know the thought processes that went in, that like I went through when I made decisions to please other people. Yeah. So I had to actively take a moment and be like, okay, what does it feel like to do something for myself? Yeah. Once I mastered that, I was like, I'm never going back. I'm never going back. Like you bitches. That part. You bitches can't take
never.
Me.
Y'all bitches can never.
Back.
Sorry.
Ever in life.
Like bringing out this part of me, y'all.
I love.
They don't be being so sweet. Stop.
But like once you feel it, you're like, bitch, I'm never pleasing you hoes again.
Exactly. Okay, so to sort of wrap this up, because we gotta go live our best life. What are some things that, like, some resources, some things that have helped you like feel like, okay, well, I don't need to give a fuck about what people think of me or whatever. I think for me, it's like I told you guys, pouring into yourself and being so sure about who you are and doing that work. Self-help books, YouTube videos, TikToks, talking to friends, opening up, all of that stuff, and also like identifying who you are as a person, sticking up for yourself in that regard. So if you're interested in cutting your hair, cut your damn hair. If you're interested in wearing certain clothes, wear the clothes. If you want to do a different career, do the career. Just be very educated, be responsible, and be very open with your mistakes, your missteps, your lessons, because that way you're even gonna grow farther than anything else. Like the only way I've gotten here, you guys, I shit you not, is because every big thing I've ever done, everybody told me not to do it.
Boom. But you like, did, because you believed in yourself. You knew.
Believed in myself. I swear to you, like from YouTube to starting social media to doing photos, modeling, to hosting, to meeting new people, to going out at events, and I'll be too shy to talk to people, and then once I break that shyness, I realize I'm killing it. Anything. Like it's literally either all in your head or people are putting such negative things in your head, and the moment you realize all that is noise and you are the true, like your purpose on this earth is truly what you want it to be. The sky is your freaking limit.
The world is your oyster.
The world is your oyster. You are a pearl. Oh my god.
You ate that. Shut the fuck. No, but yeah, like one thing about me, Oprah, no shade, when I was younger, I used to watch Oprah's videos. Yeah. Not like her like interviews, but like the little clips that were on YouTube. And I remember that someone, like, I remember she said something, and then someone said, like, they said something very similar. Like a friend of mine recently said something similar, and they were like, I had to choose me. Like I am okay with losing you, but I'm not okay with losing me. And that was
my god.
Boom. You hear it, right? Because it's like, that's the decision I made about myself in my life. Is like, I'm okay with losing certain
not us being so profound, like, we like, smart, baby.
No, as hell.
Look at us, like,
yeah, girl, you was not on the road for half a second. But it's like, for me, I am okay with losing anyone that comes between me and myself. And like, any roadblock that comes between me and myself, like, girl, you gotta go. I'm so sorry.
And I know a lot of my viewers are like family oriented. Like a lot of us are African, and sorry if like the wedding is off right now. I would say that like a lot of our biggest issues are oftentimes the feeling that we are losing family, we're losing our heritage, our culture, all that stuff. And to that I say that is absolutely a fucking lie.
It's not
That's
true.
Not true. You are not. You are prioritizing what you are and your needs, because a lot of our families, our ancestors, like people we know, our relatives, aren't happy because they have not chosen themselves in a long time. I know aunties who will literally say, oh, I did that for the family, I did that for my kids, I did that for you. Don't want to be that auntie, you don't want to be that uncle, you don't want to be that person who's going through all of that and has so many regrets when they could easily be living their best lives, doing what truly makes them happy, but they chose not to because of family, of everything else. And I think that is so powerful in itself.
Another thing to remember is culture and heritage come from people that took risks. It comes from people that took risks. It comes from people that stepped out of what was comfortable. But it like comes from these people that like made decisions that they were like, I know this will do better for someone that comes after me.
Yeah.
So remember that.
Watching, this is like my first. I wonder who should be the next guest. You tell me who's the next. No, actually, whisper so I can see if that's possible. Oh yeah.
Sure. Okay, perfect.
Yeah. We can make that.
That's
we can make
cute.
that shake. She might not be the next guest, but she might be a guest.
But she'll be a guest.
But
I like that.
my baby Simi Moonlight, Uniekue has nominated you to
I love
come
you, babe.
on Drive with Sophie, and that's gonna be happening. So I'm letting you know now. I'm gonna drive this car to New York.
Here we go.
So you can come into this video. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for being in my first video.
Oh my god, stop. Thank you so much for having me in the first video. I feel like
what's crazy?
such a celeb.
I want to manifest this shit real quick. I am doing this because I want to practice how to start interviewing people.
Boom.
And also to start hosting. I want to also start my podcast, and this is the kind of conversations I want to have
You
on
want
my
to be
podcast.
having it. I love that.
And so this is like my first forte into like interview style videos.
I love that. No, because
So,
you ate that. You
let
did.
me know how you guys enjoy this.
I'm so like when I tell you it's an honor to be here, like it is. You know me. Like I'm so. It's that cancer rising in me, bitch. I'm so glad
you are. But I love it.
It's like you know me. I love you down. Like, and so I was like, if I'm not the first one, I'm about to dislike the video. No shit. Like, I was like, if I'm not, I don't care how good it was. I was about to dislike that whole down.
We're gonna exit the video by doing our. We're done. All right, y'all ready? Bye, guys.
All right. Right.
Love y'all.